Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. We just got a brand new reveal for Verdansk, a full-on detailed breakdown of the map and various POIs on it. We also have some new interesting details on some anti-cheat or cheating updates within Black Ops 6 and Warzone and Call of Duty in general. Some good news and some bad news. Lots to break down here today though, as we do dive into all of it. If you enjoy the video, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. And if you are new to the channel, you want to guarantee that on a daily basis, you're always in the know for everything going on in Call of Duty, feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. A few days ago, one of our contacts at Call of Duty ended up mentioning that a handful of additional cheat providers have recently been shut down, as Activision seems to be kind of stepping it up in terms of how many cheat providers they're going after, how often they're going after cheat providers. This is not an entirely new thing by any means, right? Call of Duty has from time to time gone after cheat providers legally, sued them, told them to shut down, hit them with cease and desist orders so that they no longer are producing cheats. And we saw this happen a few weeks back where they went after a couple of cheat providers, and now Lunchtime ended up just posting all the images here so we can easily look at them, saying 4 additional Call of Duty cheat providers, GC, AimX, Suave, maybe that's how you pronounce that, ZZs, and Moneyman have also been shut down. So as you can see, according to all these cheat discords and cheat providers, their services are currently unavailable because they've been hit with a cease and desist here. Their Discord, their TikTok, all their socials, everything that they have regarding their cheats has to be fully shut down. So that's been shut down for the Suave one. You have this other one for ZZ services saying effective immediately, we are ceasing all sales and advertisement of Call of Duty products and everything related to Activision in general, because we received a formal letter from Activision. As a result, we will no longer provide support updates or any further services related to these products. And then also we have a fourth one here, Moneyman. I want to announce that Moneyman services will be shutting down for good due to a cease and desist that was given to me. We're going to acknowledge that request and stop the selling of all Call of Duty cheats and services altogether, effective immediately. So like I said, it seems like as of late, Call of Duty is sort of ramping up how often they're going after the actual cheat developers themselves. I said for a long time, when it comes to both cheat developers and players caught using cheats in game, legally these people are probably not going bar for bar, lawyer for lawyer with Activision. Now in game it's a different case, because Ricochet anti-cheat is just severely underwhelming and it's not very good, and we've known for a while now it just can't consistently stop cheaters. For what it's worth, it seems like a lot of the other good anti-cheats out there right now, even Vanguard as of late has been struggling with just the massive influx of advanced cheats as of late, which just really sucks for gaming in general. And I think there's a bit of concern that as AI evolves more, as tech evolves more, it's going to be harder and harder to stop cheaters regardless of how great your anti-cheat is. Hopefully the anti-cheats can sort of utilize the same tech and ideally counter that stuff moving forward. Ricochet in general probably just needs to be overhauled or changed out to a different anti-cheat if they ever want any kind of success in terms of in-game effectiveness for cheats in Call of Duty. But at least if the in-game anti-cheat is not going to be some, end-all be-all system that shuts down cheaters right then and there, the next best step is legally going after these cheat providers so that you can't go through and use those cheats in game. And they've gone after some larger ones in the past, like engine owning, which we'll actually talk about here in just a moment, other ones of various names, then also these ones that maybe you've never heard of. But at the end of the day, anytime a cheat provider is shut down, that's ultimately good. Whether they were big or small, it's less cheats on the game. So I do like the fact that they are taking it a bit more serious from a legal standpoint, because I think this is really where Call of Duty can sort of flex, if you will. The fact that you're not going to outlawyer them, you're not going to win in a legal battle against them here, especially if you're a smaller cheat provider, so they just shut down right away. But then they could even take on probably any big name cheat provider they wanted to, given the funds that Activision and Call of Duty have, right? But definitely good news here that some cheat providers have been shut down and they're going after these guys more aggressively. I hope this is a trend that they continue to push and push and push, especially post Verdansk and everything. I have a feeling they're probably ramping this up because they know they're about to see a huge influx of players for season 3 with the return of Verdansk and everything happening across multiplayer and zombies as well, right? So if that's what gets them to step it up, awesome. It shouldn't have to come to this. Like, this should have been an ongoing thing probably for a long time, but regardless, so like I said, it's always good when cheat providers are getting shut down. Unfortunately though, while yes, we've got good news here with these cheat providers going out, we also unfortunately have some not so great news. So COD Warfare Forum ended up posting this on Twitter the other day, saying engine owning, which Call of Duty previously had sued, they actually won the lawsuit against them, and the judge ruled that engine owning had to pay a ton in damages. they haven't actually closed down. Instead, they just closed the western site, the one that was operating in and around the United States, where Activision has that sort of legal jurisdiction, if you will, and legal ability to go after them. They moved it to a Russian domain, the one way to get around Activision. And unfortunately, because Activision is officially based in the United States, there's a lot of legal loopholes, if you will. I'm not going to act like I'm an expert here. I may have watched Better Call Saul. I did not retain a lot of the legal information that it may or may not have provided, right? So it seems like the main workaround for this is if you're not located in the United States. Unfortunately, Activision is somewhat limited in what they can do legally to stop these cheap providers. I don't know if they'd have to go through and like say, hey, if we set up a base of operations in this country, then yes, we could go after them, or we could do something else here. But there are workarounds. As much as it sucks, that's just how it is. And these dudes are losers. They're going to do anything they can to make a buck. So they move their location, they move their services to a different domain, and now they have some kind of loophole that they can take advantage of. Unfortunately, I hope that Activision will still push to fully shut them down and, you know, go after them as much as they can like they have with the other cheap providers. But ultimately, that's just something that's going to be a time will tell situation, of course. Now, in the midst of recording this, we also got a new teaser / reveal from Call of Duty in regards to Verdansk yet again, saying, run it back, where are we dropping? Verdansk returns on April 3rd, and we actually get a full reveal of our TAC map here, which we can inspect a little bit further, see exactly what's going on, and see if we can spot any specific changes. I already have a few that I've got my eye on. So we can zoom in a little bit more on this image here. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit blurry if I move my face cam so we can see a little bit more. First up here at the top of the dam, it does still look to be frozen over based on like the little previews that we have going on in game as well with like the countdown. It appears that it is still the original version of the dam that we had back in OG Warzone, but obviously the POIs are pretty much going to be the exact same here, right? So we've got the dam, we've got military base, quarry, airport, storage, superstore, boneyard, train station, promenade over here, the hills down at the south, the park, prison, port, farmland, downtown, hospital, stadium with the roof fully intact here, lumber, TV station in there as well. So POIs all still seem relatively the same and everything. The building layouts also still seem generally the same. The areas that I'm more so focused on here in particular are like the little riverbeds in between like the village here and airport, where it does seem like the water is maybe a little bit brighter, and it's hard to tell if that's by design or not, if there actually is going to be some water there, or if it just happened to be the color of the dried out riverbed, for instance, in that specific spot. Like there are spots here where the grass is a bit more green than the other areas on the map, maybe where it's a bit more foresty in certain areas like on the hills here, but the water being a little bit brighter, like aqua color, there's a bit interesting. And then especially over here by quarry and everything going on, where we have like the bridge and everything over here way out in like the middle of nowhere on Verdansk. Again, the water running down this river, like you can see it's clearly dried out in some of these other spots of the riverbeds, but it's pretty bright here. And I again don't know if that's by intent, if that's by design and there is actually going to be some flowing and running water there, or if that's just going to be frozen over and for whatever reason on this TAC map the color is a little bit different, right? But certainly interesting to take note of here, our official Verdansk TAC map here for the return of Verdansk here in season 3. Stadium roof obviously fully enclosed there, so that confirms that leak in that rumor yet again. So we're getting closer and closer. More reveals are coming here very soon. I imagine the next week we should be seeing like the full-on roadmap, blogs detailing Ricochet updates, the content across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone. Lots to look out for here very, very soon. And obviously, as we do get these new reveals, these new announcements in the coming days, you guys know this is the best place to be to stay up to date with all of it. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications, help us get one step closer to reaching 1 million subscribers. And if you enjoyed the video, a like rating on your way out would be really appreciated. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.